What up, cousin truckers and YouTubers? It's been a long road, but you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and get right to the review, okay? Because it's early in the morning, way out here in Colorado. And here you have it. You know what? I don't know what year this vehicle is. And here you have it. It's actually a 2022 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. I have been seeing these vehicles around. Even the location that I usually rent vehicles from has these Wagoneers. And I've always kind of felt a certain way about them. But after having this one for a week on the road, driving 3,000 miles, I like it. I like it. And I told myself I would never get another Chrysler product. But if these were a little bit more affordable and not the $120,000 I think this one costs, I would definitely cop one of these. I was amazed at the amount of people who were approaching me, asking me, how do you like the wagon? How do you like the wagon? All over the place. I mean, I basically traveled 8 states, 3,300 miles. And so I had to stop at a lot of gas stations. And the amount of people who kept approaching me about this truck, I was very surprised. I was like, man, these people really like Jeeps, huh? Nice, very nice front end. This one has some nice headlights. Down there are the fog lights. Because yes, it looks like a Grand Cherokee on steroids, but at some angles to me, it almost wants to look like a Dodge Durango. Like, I don't know, it's just something about it. I'm like, sometimes I'm looking at this, I'm like, this kind of looks like a Dodge Durango. But I mean, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, they all the same people. So I'm pretty sure that that's why it sort of looks like that at certain times. And as you guys can probably tell, trees here look a little bit different. It is because I am in Denver, Colorado. Basically, I flew out from Orlando to Denver and then did my road trip from Orlando to Portland to Seattle to Glacier National Park to Yellowstone Park, and now here I am back in Denver, Colorado. But let's get back to the review. Those videos will be posted or have already been posted. So if you feel like, you know, going on a journey with Cuzzintruck, definitely feel free to check out those videos also. And so, you know, right across the front in big bold letters, Wagoneer. Let me go ahead and unlock it real quick because I do like the daytime running lights on it also. So, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, right here at the very top, which one away, is the daytime running lights. And on this vehicle, the turn signal and the daytime running lights both come out the same spot. So, and so this vehicle also has the thing where when you approach it, the side steps drop down. Now that's one thing that makes this vehicle kind of fancy to me, are the side steps. But I'm just now realizing this one features 22-inch wheels. And for those of you who know how to read, that R22 is for the rim size. So it does have 22-inch wheels, which is funny because 22s look so small. I think because I'm so used to seeing big wheels now, 28s and up, like 22s just look so small. But it looks good though. Like it fits, the 22s on this vehicle fit it. Like it needs 22s or at least 26s. Right here on the side, they got the Grand Wagoneer with the American flag. So now let's get inside the vehicle. And let me tell you something. When I rented this vehicle, I was not expecting the inside to look like this. Just, I mean, beautiful interior. I tend to like a dark interior, but when I saw the inside of this one, I was like, you know what? It's something about this orange that is actually very beautiful. Like I never even thought about having an orange interior in the vehicle, but that's what this one has. And so yeah, most of these vehicles, when you start them up, they do little fancy stuff, but this one really doesn't. Although I do think, or was told, this one is considered a luxury vehicle, but it don't do nothing too fancy when you start it up. Like everything else, so there you go right here again, Grand Wagoneer. They just want you to they just want to constantly remind you what type of vehicle you're in. And it's 2022. Well, actually it's 2024, but this is a 2022. So everything is push to start. And when you start it up, Like that there is the fanciest that the startup will do. Like I've rented some vehicles where the startup is very, very fancy. That one was okay, but to me, for being a luxury vehicle, I just kind of expected a little bit more. This interior is absolutely insane. Like just so beautiful. Oh yeah, and this one also has a refrigerator. Yeah, I guess you can use this as a storage spot, but this is actually a refrigerator, which you have to turn it on. But it's a refrigerator, and man, on the road trip, this little refrigerator down here came in handy, and I was like, why don't more vehicles come with refrigerators? Thing has all type of bells and whistles, all type of safety controls. I can't even go into all the safety control stuff here because I ain't got enough time for that, but it's got a lot of safety controls. It's obviously got 4-wheel drive and different drive modes, height modes, all those type of things. One of the things that I was amazed about this vehicle is this thing right here. Let me show you. So if you go to comfort, let's see, you go to comfort and then you go to seats. I cannot believe this thing had a massager. And let me just tell you, when you on a road trip and you're sitting in the car for hours upon hours upon hours, having a massage chair for the driver and the passenger is just unbelievable. Like, I didn't realize how lucky some of you people out there are to have massage chairs in your vehicle. It's just insane to me. And that's why, to me personally, I almost feel like between the refrigerator and the massage chairs, I feel like this has been the fanciest vehicle I have ever rented, ever. Here's the dashboard. It's made out of like a soft material because you can push down on this. So I'm assuming it's some type of leather, but it's very nice. I don't know how long this would last, but it's very nice. And also the stitching on this is very interesting. It's got some nice stitching, you know, all over the place, which makes it nice. Even right here, right there, a giant wood grain Grand Wagoneer to help the passenger remember they're in a Wagoneer. It's got the standard cup holders here, and it also has a space up here to hold things. Not a whole lot of space. Not even my whole hand can fit in there, but you know, it's there. The controllers, now most cars, to control the seats are right here on the side. But as you can see, instead of them letting you control the seats right here, they just put the word Grand Wagoneer there again, but you control the seats over here in the door. And you know, these are all the other standard controls. These seats are amazing. Like the leather in this thing feels amazing. It feels so fancy. Like this is definitely the fanciest vehicle I have ever rented. And so let's get into the rear. And as I've said plenty of times before, these type of vehicles are meant for the passengers. Like, it's one thing to be a driver in a vehicle like this, but to be a passenger is just a whole different level. And hang on a second, I know, don't pay attention to these eyes. I've barely been getting any sleep, but that's okay, because you know, life is short and you only live once, so I'll sleep when I'm dead. Actually has televisions in the rear, which I was a little nervous about at first because I was going to a lot of hotels in a lot of different places, and I was very nervous that I was going to come out, the windows were going to be busted, and some idiot was going to try to take these TVs out the vehicle. But they're, you know, they're connected to the seat. So if you try to steal these, you got to steal the whole seat, basically. This is a very large truck. Like, these Wagoneers are bigger than I thought they were. I always thought they were smaller than this, but it's very big. And yeah, like I say, I'm 6'2", 280 pounds, and I have more than enough leg room back here, you know, which is why I'm realizing this would be a very nice road trip vehicle, just a very nice vehicle. Then back here, so this one has a little center console in the middle. You know, this isn't a chair. This doesn't lift up, I don't think. I didn't even try, but no, it don't lift up. It don't go nowhere. This one kind of has like the little co-pilot seats in the back. And you also have storage space right here for your hand. And okay, this one doesn't have a refrigerator, but I'm assuming if you don't have a refrigerator up front, you get all this compartment space like this here in the back. And that's actually a lot of space. You can throw a lot of stuff in there. And I also see, in order to control, they give you a little, they even get a passengers in the rear, a little screen to play with and tear up. I guess if you got kids and things like that. But it doesn't look like this screen is doing a whole lot. I actually think I locked that screen, but it looks like it only does climate control. And then it's got the vents here. I also see it has some vents here. I know most of the SUVs I've rented, they have the vents up top, but this one doesn't seem to have the vents up top. So, and then you also got your panoramic sunroof, which is very nice, especially being in the city and being up in the mountains. That roof was very nice. Also, in case you want your privacy for your passengers, they can just pull that screen up, and now it's like you're inside of a police dog cage in the back. So that's very interesting. But I will admit, sometimes things like that scare me, because I start to feel like, man, if that junk breaks or if this little piece breaks off of it, how the heck am I going to pull the screen out the door? Now this one does feature a third row of seat, so let's get back there and check that out. And they make it easy for you to sort of access this third row seat by just pushing this button right here, and then that thing just kind of plops forward, and then looks like you can just step on back here. And yeah, now I'm back. Whoa. Now the reason I just responded whoa the way I did is because I sat in the front, I drove in the front seat, I just sat in the back seat comfortably. Now I'm in the third row seat and just as comfortable. I have to say, this is the first SUV of this size I've rented to where the third row seat feels just like the front, the second row seat also. Like, there's so much space, and that is very, very interesting. Like, that's interesting to have so much space back here. Like, I don't feel squished, I don't feel squeezed, I don't feel claustrophobic. Man, and this is a huge bench. Like, literally, I feel like at least definitely two guys my size can fit back here comfortably. Like, I'm a little amazed at that. But I think even almost a third me could sit right here, or at least a little half version of me could fit right here. This one actually has a second moon roof. So it looks like this roof doesn't go up, but I always question, I think that's cool that they literally gave the third row seat their own access to a window, which is actually very cool. Man, so that's actually nice. That's a very neat feature that I didn't even realize. It has more seat controls where you can lean the seat back further, which gives you even more space. I see their vents are right here, which, you know, I haven't sat back here, so I'm surprised they don't have a curtain back here. Like, it would have actually been cool if this one had a little shade curtain you can pull up too. I thought the Escalade and the Navigator and the Yukon would be fancier, but this Jeep is extremely fancy and very comfortable, and the seats, all over the seats, just feel so nice. Now, I don't really see much back here for the third row passengers to kind of have any controls, but I guess if you right there, you can just kind of stretch forward and do whatever it is you need to do. And so this one also has a trunk, so let's check that out real quick. If I can just, yeah, I guess obviously I push the same button. Yep. And then I can get on out of here. So let me try to get out of here without busting my butt. Just in case I forget to mention, this here is a camera. What I found out while I was on my road trip, I was pushing and playing around with some buttons, and this is like a camera to view the passengers in the rear. Why you would want to do that, I'm not really sure, but it's interesting, and I'll try to, if I remember, I'll show it on the video. All right, so let's get on out of here. And actually, that wasn't too bad. Like, there's been a lot of these vehicles where it's been a struggle to get in and out of that third row seat, but this one here wasn't too bad. So that's actually, it's the little things sometimes that impress me, because I'm a simple man, a very simple man. All right. And so I don't think I've already shown this, but this is the rear of the vehicle. And I will say this one because I've seen other Wagoneers on the road, and I realized this one has different tail lights than some of the other ones I saw. And the lights are actually very fancy. Like, to me, they almost are like the Mustang lights, where as you use the turn signal to go one direction, the lights go in that direction. So that's actually very fancy and nice. Now, the thing that was weird to me, this rear window does not lift up. Whatever, but I kind of felt like it would have been nice for this to lift up sometimes, but you unfortunately have to lift the whole thing. And I will say one other thing. All right, don't get mad at me, Jeep, but as fancy as this vehicle is, I have never had, I have rarely rented a vehicle that had so many problems with the tailgate. Like, there was times where I'm getting ready to jump in the car and drive off because it's freezing. I leave the tailgate open, and the vehicle is telling me that I have to manually close the tailgate. So I have to jump back out the car and come back here and close it. So I'm gonna see if it works in the video. But a couple of times this thing didn't work. And I was getting kind of annoyed because I'm like, this vehicle is too nice, too fancy, and too expensive to have a tailgate that barely works. So yeah, you just push this button right here, and that lifts up like that. And this is all the space you have. So it's not a whole ton of space. I mean, I don't even think you can fit a small child back here. But, you know, I think I could probably fit back here, but, you know, whatever. And when we traveled, it was me and a friend of mine. We had 3 big bags. And the 3 big bags actually could all fit back here. Obviously, it would almost cover up the back window, but they would fit. Now, they would not fit with the cooler. So what I ended up doing is dropping down one of the seats, which the seat controls are over here. So you just push that button, and the seats just plop on down. And then obviously you can push the other button, and this seat too could plop on down. But for some reason, I don't know what just happened, but the seat didn't want to go down. But just trust me, the seat goes down. I don't know if there's something in front of it. No, I'm not sure. Well, hang on, let me try it again. What's that about? Hold on, there must be something. I think there's something down there, hold on. Sorry guys, just ignore this part of the video. I was trying to figure out why this seat won't go down. I don't see nothing blocking it, so I'm not sure. So let's see if we can figure out. So you can push this button. All right, there we go. So I guess there was a ghost there that the seat didn't want to go down for, but I pulled that other seat up and now it went down. And you can see how, yeah, if you don't really have any passengers, let's say you just have 4 people, you have a ton of space back here. Like, just space on top of space to fit so much stuff. You could basically fit a bed back here, I think, like a small little blow-up mattress or something, in case you're on a long road trip and can't find a hotel. So you guys saw the little problem I had with the seat just now. It is those type of things that make me not like certain luxury vehicles, because I just feel like that's gonna be expensive to fix. I've already paid all this money for this vehicle, and now I'm having problems with little things like that, and that type of stuff kind of annoys me, which is one reason why I'm always nervous about getting a vehicle like this, because it just seems like it's too much stuff that can go wrong and too much stuff that would need to be fixed. So, and then you can actually lift down the second row seats as well. And so, all right. And so, yeah, for some reason, like, little things want to just keep malfunctioning. I was able to drop that seat down, but now I can't drop that one down. Must be another ghost sitting there, so I won't worry about it. But like anything else, you just push these buttons and all the seats start lifting back up. So technology is amazing nowadays, and the things you can do with technology are amazing. And so yes, in order to close this, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, you just push this button right here. Let's see if it makes a liar out of me today. Yep. So today it decided to make a liar out of me, and it actually worked. But there were a couple of times on the road trip where that thing did not work. And it was very annoying, especially when you're in a rush and trying to get where you got to go. And you know, all the just so much. Can't even get into a lot of it. Navigation system. A lot of times when I was up in the mountain, my phone would malfunction, and I swear this navigation system came in handy a lot. And so right here, if you go to vehicle, you go to, all right, so there's this thing called fam cam. And so when you turn on the fan cam, I didn't even realize that you can actually see the second row seats. You can see, is this the bench in the back? Yeah, so this is the third row seat down here, the second row seat. And I'm not sure what's up with this one lens over here. Is this zoom? Select seats. Oh, okay, I see what it's doing. Okay, that's funny. I don't know what would be the purpose of that. Maybe in case you think your kid's in the back seat with a knife trying to stab you or something. But I see now, if you touch this, it kind of zooms in over there, which is very, very interesting. Like, that is very interesting. But that was one of the things that I've never been in a vehicle that had a camera inside the vehicle. And so that's called the fam cam. So it's just like little stuff like that that make me feel like this vehicle is very fancy, but also make me feel like this vehicle could be a lot of problems, because that's a lot of stuff to try to fix. All right, guys, but yeah, overall, this has been a very fun vehicle to drive. Honestly, I must say, I feel like it's one of the best vehicles I have rented in a long time. It made me fall in love with the Jeep more than I thought I would, and more than I had before. Because at one point I really didn't like them. I thought they were a little weird, they looked a little funny. But after having this one for a week, it's helped change my mind and my views on this Jeep. So with that being said, I gotta catch a flight to try to head back to Orlando. You know, it's been an incredible trip. I did shoot video along the way, so if you guys feel like it, definitely feel free to check that out. And so as usual, I just want to thank you for all the support, for constantly checking out the videos. I just ask that you please continue to comment and like and share and all those type of things. And even this type of content, so I kind of enjoy it. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's something where I rent a lot of cars because I go to a lot of shows. And so my cousin a long time ago, by the way, happy birthday, Woosie. It's his birthday today, Jay the Kid. He was the one who told me, oh yeah, you should start doing car reviews since you rent so many different types of cars. So that's what made me start kind of doing these reviews, and then also just trying to be on this side of the camera a little bit. But as I always say, if you have a vehicle that you would like Cuzzintruck with his unprofessional reviews to kind of check it out, definitely feel free to hit me up. You know, in order for me to really give a good review on the vehicle, I would need to keep it for like a weekend. So hopefully you got full coverage insurance. Don't worry about it, I'll put the gas in it. And I'll also keep your vehicle pretty clean, because I tend to do that. So I just thank you guys again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
You do it. You're the one who wants to do it.
You were the one who asked me to record you. Know what you got to say?
Why you putting that so? You said subscribe, leave a like, and share the video.
All right.